Hello everyone, my name is Saksham Dikshit and this is my channel Pentest Diaries. So today I'll make another video on the same series of Docker and container security, and in this series itself this is a fifth lecture where we'll see the practical section. Actually, I've just tried to cover a couple of things, commands, basic commands in my previous lecture, and in this video itself I'll just try to get it cover a lot of other concepts related to the enhancement of it, which we call it as a debugging one. We are not actually be doing a debugging. Debugging required a lot of other things to be get involved, which I will try to get it covered in later video itself. But there are a couple of tricks which we can use it in case of Docker itself, just to get an access of it and whatever we can do it. Like, I'll just go step by step for it. There are 4 sections for it, which I'll try to get it covered in this section. And by that we will see, like, when the we have the container ID with us, and even if it's not working, then at the time how we can take a control, how can we copy the file out of it, everything we'll try to get covered in this video. So this is purely be a practical section. I can say that, I know, like, almost 1, 2 or 3 lectures in the initial phase of this series, that was completely a theory portion. So that was the reason I tried to make a content based on the practical so that you have an interest in this section. Okay, so going further with that, we'll see the theory part first and then we'll go for the practical. Simultaneously, I can't do both the things, as the document I have to place it on one of the screen for it. So I don't want to place both the things at the same time in my screen. So it's far better we'll see the whole document first and then we'll go for each and every section for it. I have everything in place. I'll provide that, but this time there is a twist. I'm not providing all the commands to you. So there is a syntax, I'll provide it to you, but the whole command in the demonstration only I'm providing to you. Either you have to go through the demonstration, you just try to see and try to get it replicate. That was one of the things. The reason behind it, on my system when I'm just starting the Docker, definitely whatever the container ID and those things, it's completely different. So that was the reason. Demonstrating is one of the things, but if you're trying to utilize it straightforward just to get it copy and paste it on your machine, that's not feasible. So that's far better. You can try to see the video and you can replicate the same thing on your system itself. Okay, instead of seeing the same command, I'll put it that straightforward whole command and then you simply have to copy it. Try to give it some effort from your side so that you have a habit to make a notes. I'm always making a notes when I'm learning from any lecture itself, so definitely I'll try to make the notes. So that was a habit you have to build up in your side itself so that you can learn more things instead of just seeing the video, not demonstrating, not try it from your side as a testing purpose itself. So it's creating, it might be possible you can remember this for a day, but not more than that. And every time when there is a requirement for the testing itself, you need this video. So it's far better seeing the video, make the notes so that you can utilize it later for itself. So now onwards, whenever I'm publishing any document, I'll try my best, whatever the best syntax or the commands I'll provide from my side, but it might be a possibility in few commands that was whatever we are showing in the demonstration at the time of the practical section. That's not exact same command I'm putting on my documents also. So that was the reason. You will take a reference, but the thing is that you have to go through the video and you have to note it down those things on your paper and pen so that you can try from your side instead of just having a document and without giving any effort, you're getting the whole book from my side and notes from my side. Okay, so that was one of the things, a request from my side. Just give it an effort, make the notes on it. Going further with that, so this is one of the things which we have to do it. So first thing, we will talk about using Docker exec. So run is one of the things. We have already covered the section in the basic one. We have already talked about how the run and how the exes will work. So talking some example, Docker exes to access a running Docker. So take example, there is one where Docker is running. To get it access, that how we can do that, then I'll try to get it covered over here itself with the commands. Okay, we have to identify what is the container ID first, and on the basis of that we have to proceed further with that. So that was the reason. This is just example I'm giving it over here itself, but in my practical, when you seeing it, in that case itself, you can able to see the exact command how we are doing it. Okay, so that I will show you at the end of it when we done with the theory part. So this is the command which we can use it and we can try to get it done with that. We can get the access of it. So whatever that running container we have it, if we have the container ID, we can run with that way. Okay. Going further with that, if we are talking about starting a new container with a mounted volume. So what exactly it means? Take example, you're running one of the Docker, and unfortunately the volume of it is not like I can say that the volume of that container is not appropriately working for you. So what you can do, you just start the one more Docker, but in that while you're starting it, you can simply mount that volume of that container which is not working for you. You can mount it and you can work for it. So that is the thing. We can also access the volume of another container using the new Docker to get restarted. So we can do both the things at the same time. Okay. The third thing, we can copy it either from host to the Docker and Docker to the host also. Both the things we can do it very easily. So that command also I'll try to get it covered. So these are the syntax over here itself. I just provided syntax only from Docker from Docker to the host itself, but I've not provided the command from the host to the Docker also. To get that, you have to see the complete video itself. You can able to get the details about it. In my video, I will explain you about how exactly we can do both the ways. Okay. Now it's coming to the fourth section where we are talking about the inspecting and modifying a container's file system from the host. So inspection is one of the things which we have seen in our basic video also, but over here itself, a lot of things on the top of it we're supposed to do it. So what we can do over here itself, the Docker exe itself, we'll just try to see like what we have to do it. Like we can, like if it's a container is running over there itself, we can execute the command instead of going inside of it. We can execute the commands also. So that is the thing we'll try to get it achieved over here itself using exec in Docker. We can run the command without going inside of the Docker. We can run the command, get the output. Even we can read the content of if any file we are knowing, we are aware about the path itself. We can mention the whole path of the file and we can able to read the content of it. And other than that, if we want to execute something like example ls or something like that, we can run that and get the output on our screen. Instead of going inside of the Docker, we can run this in such a way. Okay, that is the thing I just want to cover in this. Now talking about the inspect, that's a straightforward command. We simply have to run the inspect and we get the whole list of it, the whole bigger content we can see on our screen, a lot of details about it. So that we have covered in our previous video also, but over here itself I'll just try to get it included if anyone have missed that section. So we are getting the output in a JSON format itself, all the content related to that itself. Now going to the subsection of another one where we are talking about the modifying container file system itself. So there is a simple one command over here itself, like whatever things, like take example, if we have did something inside of it, creating some file, we wanted that to be commit forever itself. So a new image out of the existing image we can create it. So that is one of the things. So take example, we have one container, we wanted a clone of it, the image of it to be get it created, we can do it using the commit command. So that is one of the thing we'll try to get it covered over here itself. At the time of the demonstration you can able to see and you can able to understand more, but the thing is that right now just to demonstrate you about how exactly the things will be mentioning and coming in the category of all those sections for it, everything I'll try to get it covered in those categories. So commit is one of the command which we're supposed to use just to make a clone of it, and any container, take example, if you want to make like whatever changes you did, you wanted that to be get it clone to make it a new image, and in that case you can do in such a way itself. Now coming under the consideration section itself. So if we're talking about the consideration section, immutability, volumes and the Docker file, these are the three things coming under the category of the consideration itself which we have to be taking care of it. Now talking about the best practice of the debugging Docker containers. So a couple of things we'll try to get it covered, but I'm not saying like all the things I have covered over here itself as a debugging one, but few things which I think like I will have to present you as a beginner, like at a beginner level. If anyone is seeing this video, that person can get the details about, that person can able to correlate the stuffs. If anyone asks you about it, how you can debug it, how you can like test it from your side, these are the basic command which you can use it from your side. This is not at all I can say this is the advanced level, but this is just a starting one. If you are aware about the beginner stuff, then only you can go for the intermediate and advanced level. So I'm just building the base right now for you. So these are the things which we have already covered over here itself. This is the one, this copy one I have covered over here itself. The logs, it's one of the things which you can use it, which I have not covered, but you can figure out like you have to visit the documentation of the Docker. Over there itself you get the option how to see the logs of the container itself. If you have the container ID, you simply have to fire the command Docker logs, and the container ID you have to place it, you can get the logs about it. Okay, and by that way itself, you can get the details a lot about it, like how exactly, how frequently, when it's getting access, everything about it. And inspect is one of the things which we have already discussed on the top of it. Okay, so I hope everything I covered in the theory part. Now we'll go to the practical section. We'll go to our machine, and this time is not a Kali Linux. This time I'm utilizing a machine which I'm calling as a Ubuntu 20.04. I'm using the version for, I'm mentioning the version also, so that you're not using the latest version. So the OVA file of this file is very easily be available on internet itself, and you can download that OVA file and you can try to get it practice. Like couple of things, when you try to go it further on Ubuntu, it's far feasible as compared to the Kali Linux. In Kali Linux, couple of things I tried for myself, but it's not appropriate debugging. That was the reason I have switched to the Ubuntu now just for the Docker section. Okay, so now I'll go to my system Kali machine. Instead of Kali machine, we are using Ubuntu. 1 minute. Let me adjust this. Okay, perfect. So we'll go one by one. So first, what we have discussed about it, let me get it login inside of it. Okay, perfect. So this is the terminal. I hope everyone can see the terminal itself. Even let me clean up this. I've increased the font size so that you can able to see it very well. Okay, going further with that, the first thing which we have to do it, if any container is running right now on your machine itself, how to get it access that. That is the first thing. We just try to get it cover over here itself. Okay, so how we can do that? Let me adjust this appropriately. I hope you are able to see my screen now. Okay. So now the first thing which you're supposed to do it is how to get it access the Docker itself. If it's already running, how to get it access using the exec command. Okay. So to run that, what we have to do first, we simply have to figure out like we simply have to identify the container ID first. So to get identify that, we simply have to run this. I think this a lot big. Let me use the size. Okay, we see this. So we'll go with the Ubuntu machine. So taking example, this is the machine I'm taking it. And what I'm supposed to, I'll make it clean. Then the next command, what I'm supposed to do it, I'm just thinking like it's already running. So let me see that whether it's running or not. So let me run this command for you. And I'm using Ubuntu. As it's a Ubuntu machine, so I'm using the image name as Ubuntu itself. Okay, perfect. So this is running. What I'm supposed to do now, I'll go back to this section and I'll run this command. exec-it. And over here itself, IT, and then I'll simply have to place this, which I'm getting is as a container ID, and then I'll put bin, then bash. So when I've done this, I can able to get it access that. So even over here itself, you can see this. I'm running it already. If I want to get it control, I can do that. But as a running one. I can see over here itself. That was the reason behind it. I put it this whole one over here itself as a container ID, and then I'll put it as /bin/bash, and I'm trying to get it access the same container which is running right now. I'll take another session of it. That was one of the purpose for it. Okay, so using this I can do that. Now going to the next section where I wanted to be get it mount. So taking example, if I'll take an example of anyone else, okay, take a Alpine one. What I'm supposed to do in this case? So let me run this Alpine one only. So I'll do, let me clear up the screen. Couple of things is going fast. I'll try to make you understand each and everything step by step. So first thing what we have to do, we simply have to run this command docker run -it, then we have to mention -d alpine /bin/bash, and I'll run it. Okay, so you can see I'm getting some error over here itself. Okay, I'll move it down. You can see couple of error I'm seeing it over here itself. So I know like this will not be work for me. Okay, so what I'll supposed to do it now, I'll simply have to run this command. So I'll go back to the another terminal, clear up. So I have to get it access that. Okay, so now what I'll do, I'm just opening a new session as that Alpine is not working. So I'm starting a new Docker session and I'm mounting the volume of Alpine itself. I'm trying to get it mount the volume of Alpine in this Docker session so that I can able to get it access that. So the thing which I'm doing it, just go through it. So Docker, we have to mention run, then I have to mention -it, then I have to mention -v. Then this is the path where the volume is get it saved over here itself. So we'll have to mention the path, Docker, then container. I think something is missing. It's not coming. Oh, sorry, I'm just inside of it. Let me come out of it. That was the reason it's not working. I'm inside of the Docker at the time. That was the reason it's not working. Okay, so let me run this -run -it, then I have to mention -v, then I have to go to the path, lib, then Docker, containers. Now I'll just try to see the path. So which one we are looking for it? We are looking for this one. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll simply have to place this. And then what I'm supposed to do, I'll simply have to mention store data :/mount .2, and now I have to mention /bin/bash and run it, and I'm able to get it access that. So what exactly is happening? Let me clear it. I'll go to that command. Oh shit, I'm inside of it now. Okay, so let me go out. So this is the command we have to get it trigger. I'll explain you once again. So first we have to run this. Okay, whatever the Docker, we are trying to get it access that, and we are not able to get it access. So what we're supposed to do, we simply have to copy the container ID, then we have to go to the another terminal. Simply we have to run the another Docker session, and over there itself we have to mount the volume, and that volume is present in this path. So on this path itself, we simply have to go select that volume, and then we have to mention the whole path is in such a way itself. We have to mention the straightforward same command. Then after that, whatever the new session, like the example, I'm starting Ubuntu one, I'm not starting the Alpine one. So the thing is that I'm mentioning Ubuntu over here itself, and then after that /bin/bash, I'll mention it, and by that way itself, the Alpine machine is getting mounted over here itself. I can able to see that on my screen. Okay, so once again, if I'll try to get it on, I can able to see. So this is a Ubuntu machine, but I'm mounting the volume of Alpine. Okay, so this is all about the trick number 2. Now going to the trick number 3 itself. So this is just a little bit, lot of things is over here itself. So take a time to understand this well. Let me clear this also. Okay, so in this case itself, what we're supposed to do? Okay, so we'll simply have to go inside of this one. Okay, so first I'll run this, as its copy is not working on my machine right now. I'm not sure why. That was the reason I have to type each and everything, and it's taking a lot of time. CentOS/bin/bash. Okay, now for that I'll go inside of the temp folder, and then let me see any file is there or not. There is no file. Then what I'm supposed to do, I'll make echo sam.txt, any random file you can create it. Okay, inside the temp. Even I'll check that also. So test sam file is over there itself. Okay, now I'll come to this section. Over here itself, I'll check first. Okay, I have few files. Let me delete that. Okay, so now everything is clear. Perfect. So what I'm supposed to do over here itself, I'll mention new, then new.txt. Okay, so 2 files we have created. One file we have created inside of the Docker, that is a sam.txt over here itself, and there is another file we have created which is on your local host machine itself. Okay, both the things we have done it. Now what we have to do, we have to open one more terminal. So I'll run the command ps-a, sorry, it's ps-a. I'll run this command. So over here itself, I can able to identify a CentOS, a recent CentOS have run it. So this is the one you can able to see. Okay. So what I'm supposed to do, I'll simply have to copy this. I'm utilizing it in somewhere else. Okay. So the next thing what I'm supposed to do, first of all, I'll try to copy the file from my base machine and copy it to the Docker file. So how I can do that? I'll simply have to go to the section of my local machine. I'll simply run the command docker, then I'll mention cp is a syntax. Now I know that new.txt is a file I have mentioned. I'll simply take the container ID from here itself. I'll mention here, then I'll put the colon, then I'll put where I'll just want that to be get it copied, then I have to mention it. So you can able to understand with the command also. Docker is a command we have to use it. CP we are trying to get it copy. This is a file name which we have created on our base machine, and this is the container ID which we are mentioning on which we are trying to get it transfer the file new.txt, and this is the path where we want to be get it copied. Let me run this. You can see it successfully copied. If I'll go to my Docker session and I'll try to see, you can see I can able to copy that file and the content is new. Now the reverse of it will supposed to do. So from the Docker machine itself, we can do the same thing. Even from that another way also we can try to do that. So I'll try the things from the outside, not from the Docker side. Okay. So in this case, what I'm supposed to do, I'll simply have to mention Docker. Let me make me down. No, Docker cp. Then I have to mention new. Not the new. This time we have to mention the whole path. So I'll just have to copy this whole path. Okay, copy this, paste it. Instead of new, I'll simply have to mention sam.txt, and then I'll mention it dot. Okay, so it's done. So let me check whether that file is copied or not. It's copied, and I can able to see the content also. So in this case, we have to reverse it. So we have to give it from where we want to get it copied, that file. So this is a source point. We have the file present on our Docker machine. So we simply have to get it copied, mention a source point as a Docker, and this is a whole path over here itself, and dot I'm mentioning it on the present, like whatever the present current directory I'm having it. I'll just wanted that to whatever the PWD over there itself, that was a section I wanted that file to be get it copied. Okay, that was the reason I mentioned a dot. It understood like wheresoever I'm working right now, I wanted the file to be get it copied in the same folder itself where I'm working right now. That was the reason I can able to see this. Okay, so you can able to see both the ways. This is a trick number 3 where we can copy it from the host machine to the Docker and from Docker to the host machine, both the ways. Now going to the next section. So where we are talking about the inspecting a container file system itself. So in this case itself, if you're talking about the Docker exe itself, like I told you about a couple of commands, we can get it execute also. So whatever command we can do it. I have already run this command. I know the container ID for this. Okay, so what I'm supposed to do, I'll simply have to run this. Let me clear it first. It's far better. Now mention the Docker, then I'll mention exec, then I'll copy the container ID from here itself. Let me paste it over here itself, and then I'll mention a command. Whatever the command I wanted that to get run .txt. So hope you're able to understand what I done over here itself. So with the host machine, I'm running this command docker exec, and I'm mentioning the container ID in which container ID I want to perform this operation, and the operation what I wanted, the command I can say that which I'm running it. I'll just simply have to trigger this command, a cat. I want to read the content of the file present on the Docker. So that is the thing I'll try to get it covered. Okay. Now if I talk about the ls also, so I'll just make it an example over here itself. If I wanted that this command to be get it, so I can able to run that also, and you can able to see the whole directory. Then these are the list of the directory you're seeing it right now is belongs to the Docker, not to the base machine itself. Okay, if you want to see, you can see also on your machine when you're trying to run it, you can do that. Now going further with that, if I'll go for the inspection, that is most important, and even in my last video also I have covered that. So taking example, if I'll run this, mention inspect, and I'll mention the container ID. So container ID, let me copy it once again from here itself, going back and paste it here, and I get the output. So this is the content we're supposed to get it out of it. You can get a lot of details about it, the image and details about the image itself, and the creation time and everything, in the IP address, network related details, everything you can get it detail about it, and network ID, endpoint ID, everything, lot of details which you have to go through it. This is the homework for you. You just have to get it, understand the things, whatever you are getting it inside of this file, just go through it. Try to get understand how exactly you can, like at the time of doing the enumeration, doing any penetration testing, at the time of security professional, if any SOC guy doing system activity, or anyone is maintaining the Docker. So at that time, what are the things we just have to take care of it? What are the things we have to harden it? Everything. What are the details we do not want to be get it exposed? Everything we just have to get it understand. So this is a homework for you. Just go through this file and then try to see what are the things are a sensitive one which should not be get it reflected if anyone runs such type of command on a target container ID itself. So this is done for that section. Now I'll go to the last section, which I'm talking about the Docker commit. Okay, so let me clear the screen once again, and what I'll do now, I'll simply have to run the command, and by that way itself I'll try to make the new. So let me take that command only. I'll use this command only, and I'll mention this commit, mention the command name, and sample new one. I'll just make it any name. Okay, so what I'm doing over here itself, Docker is the command you are using it, commit is one syntax you have to use it, through which we are doing the operation, and this is the container ID. Now this is the new name. So as I'm creating a new image out of it, I'm giving a name through which name I just want to get it save on my base machine itself. So the name which I'm giving it over here itself, that was a name through which that image, whatever the clone image will be created, that image will be get it saved with the name of sample underscore name underscore one. Let me run this command. When I run it, it's created. If I try to see now, Docker images grep sample. So you can able to see. I don't want to show you all the list of it, all my images. That was the reason I've used a grep over it. This is one of the command. Using a grep, you can list out the things which you are looking for it, like a specified thing. There are so many images I'm having on my machine itself of Docker. I don't want to display everyone the whole list. That was the reason I'll go with that section itself, which I wanted to be get it display on my screen. So using that grep command, we can list out the whole list. Out of that, whatever the things we're looking for is specified, we have to mention. So out of that list, only those content with related to that which we are putting a filter for it, we are getting on our screen. That is the reason I'm seeing only this one. And you can able to see we have created that image and we can build that. Okay, we can utilize it also. If you want to run the Docker using the image, you can run it. Whatever the modification you did, it's already be there itself. Okay, so I hope you are able to understand. This is a practical section also, and I'll try my best to make more content on the Docker itself. It most probably 4 or 5 lectures more be on that itself, and there I'm having a plan, like at the end of this series I'm making a bigger video where I'm just demonstrating each and everything about it. Like it's a type of demonstration thing. Couple of things I'll try to get it included in that video itself. It might be a longer video. I'll try to make the content for it. So that's the thing. So till yet we have covered 5 lectures itself, and hope you like this series. If you like the series, please provide your feedback and provide the feedback how exactly you're looking for it, and who's the target audience. I just want to know that thing, like whether you are working as a security professional in a SOC section, or you are a researcher, or you're working as a red teamer, working like a penetration tester. I just want to know each and everything. This channel is not at all be only for the pen tester. This is for the security professionals, whosoever the person is working in that section. That was the reason. Whatever things I'm learning, either development point of view, either from a security point of view, everything I'll try to make the content on it. So nothing related to the pen testing. I do not want to make only the content based on the pen testing. Whatever thing I'm learning it, I'll try to make the content on it. So thank you so much once again. Take care. Bye bye.